Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'll invite you to take a seat, and as I do, I will promise you that you will not have to sit in it very long, all right? So come on in, have a seat. You can still see the snow through the windows. That's right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Don McKenzie. I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation here at GRCC, and today is one of those fun days where we get to celebrate a lot of work and a lot of hard work on a number of individuals' places. You see that we have some light refreshments. Thank you, Dave Bottrell, for checking the cookies and making sure that they're safe to eat. All right, appreciate that. That's right, yeah. If someone can pat Dave down on his way out, that'd be good. I want to say thank you to everyone for coming this afternoon on this Halloween afternoon with a little bit of ambiance coming down for West Michigan. Yes, for those of you who have young children, hopefully you can get a babysitter between now and the time to send them out into the neighborhood so someone else can do that for you. I want to thank our Board of Trustees for being here this afternoon to celebrate the rededication of Cook Hall, and I also have some Foundation Board members here, so thank you for being here as well. I also want to thank Mark Mitchell from Stantec, who was the architect for the project, for being here. Thank you for being here. As you walk around the building, you'll see how many of his design concepts were put into place. And then also from the Chrisman Company, we have Zach Bozma and Dan Lamore, and Dan brought Emma today. So nice to have all of you here as well. So with that, I will invite Dr. Steve Ender up to say a few words.
So good afternoon, everyone. This is another one of a series of celebrations we're having in academic year 14-15 as we celebrate our 100th year. I figure that the weather is really kind of the trick part of today, actually, and snow angels tonight might not be a bad idea for your children as they're looking for an alternative to trick-or-treating. This building, built in 1971, was the north building of the institution, the first building that was constructed new. We had always been in somebody's hand-me-down, and we're fixing many of those hand-me-downs today. And then as a result of the Open Door campaign, Peter Cook donated a very large gift to the college that allowed us to renovate the entire first floor of this building and name the building after Peter. But it also gave us a great opportunity to work with our faculty to really think about space and how we want to use space in instructional setting. And that original work by the faculty and administrators in academic affairs has really been the if you will, baseline blueprint for then every academic project that we have done as we've come in to begin to take a learning environment that we were working with and develop a learning environment that is really conducive to 21st century teaching and learning paradigms. In the case of this building, the pain that people went through, and I'm talking a bit about the construction guys and the architect that had to please us, the staff and faculty that had to be relocated to do this building 2 floors at a time in about a 90-day time frame was absolutely incredible. I'm talking about, and I hope we see it somewhere up here, if you were to walk on one of the 2 floors 5 days after graduation, you would have seen 4 exterior walls. They had been completely gutted, everything thrown out the window, and now let's go back in and rebuild it. Which meant that literally scores of people had to be relocated out, get their stuff out, come back in, get set up for the first day of classes. In both of those construction summers, we came in under budget and on time. And that's just a tremendous accomplishment of Christman, of the architect, of our facilities people, and our faculty and staff to have this environment ready for our students, first day of classes in both of these academic years. That has just been an enormous accomplishment. And I will tell you one that I believe all of us are very prideful that we were able to pull that off. We could not have done the project without donors. You know, this was, I think, at the end of the day, a 15 million plus project. So the GRCC Works campaign contributed about, where's Lisa? 6.4. The state of Michigan, and we also have Chris, is it Kohanek here with the state. So the state of Michigan contributed $5 million to this capital project, and we're a great partner of ours through this whole series of 2 years of construction. Helped us make sure that we were getting our money's worth and that we were spending our money wisely. And Chris, we really appreciate the state's support as this project was ongoing. It's been amazing to me as the president now, 6 years as we've gone to this community, both external for funds and internal for, okay, roll up your sleeves, we're getting ready to do it all over again, because we seem to have been in a perpetual state of taking things from where they were to where we would like them to be. It has been phenomenal, the level of cooperation and the level of pride that we feel internally. We pulled another big one off, you know, and this was a big one that we pulled off. So I'm up here today to just say very sincerely thank you to all of the players in this, and we all are, everybody in this room has had a part in this particular project. And to tell you that we're not done, so CMs and architects and others, sharpen your pencil, because it's not over with yet. We have a lot of work that we want to complete in the next couple of years. So again, we're grateful for your help and cooperation. Really thrilled you'd come out on a snowy, cold day in October and to share a bit of our pride with us. Thank you very much.
I thought I'd at least get an introduction. Good afternoon. I'm really pleased to be here. Steve talked about the Open Door campaign, and I co-chaired that campaign. We raised a lot of money to do these types of things, and I'm also chair of the foundation. Which, as we just heard from Lisa, has raised $6.6 million to put into this building. So it gives me a lot of pride. I'm in the interior environments business, so we do a lot of work with businesses and schools and healthcare, and we work on the interior. And it's so fun for me to see how things are changing, both in the office and certainly in healthcare, but in education. And I parked over by the foundation office and walked through the building, and just seeing how kids are learning is really cool. It's a lot different than when I went to school here 49 years ago. The days of a teacher standing with their back to the class and the class all lined up, with their back to the class, writing on a blackboard or a whiteboard, those days are gone. If I can, I want to tell you a story. This will just take a couple minutes, but I think it points out what's happening. When I was in 6th grade, I did a science project like all 6th graders. I went to Muhlick Park Elementary School. Some of you know where that is in the city. So I went to the Ottawa Hills Library and got an encyclopedia, Britannica or World Book or something. And I pulled the H book, because I wanted to do it on the human heart. Brought it home. My dad somehow got an overhead projector. Must have gotten it from our church, Sunday school or something. But so we brought that down the basement, went to the dime store, bought white poster board, and then took that encyclopedia, opened it up to the heart, so we could shine it on the poster board so I could trace the heart, right ventricle, left ventricle and stuff. And I did my science project. Today, my grandkids, when they do a science project, first of all, they don't know what an encyclopedia is, of course. They get everything from their tablets and their iPhones, and they go online with laptops and get all the information. But just as important, and maybe more importantly, they do it in groups. So they don't have individual science projects anymore. They'll do it with 4 or 5 or 6, and they'll work together. And they collaborate together on a project. And that's how kids learn these days. And they start learning that in preschool, where they get together. We've got a daughter-in-law that owns a preschool. They start it in preschool, but it goes K through 12, and of course it's going through the college environment as well. So we have to foster ways for students to learn, and they're learning differently. They're learning by collaborating, and they need to share information off computers and laptops, because they all have them. Now they all have these big iPhones that are almost as big as a tablet. But they share information, and that's how they learn, and it's so fun for me to see us facilitating that and facilitating the way people are learning. So we're just proud to be part of it. I'm proud to be part of the foundation that has helped make this happen, and we want to thank all of you for your part. We've got donors here that without you it wouldn't have happened as well. So thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dave. What I want to do is ask Vicki Janowiak to come up, and what we want to do now is give you the opportunity to see more than just this room that we're in now. So she can tell you about some of the spaces that you'll be able to check out. Vicki had the unenviable job, and did it with grace and a smile, genuinely, of doing the 3-card Monty for all of these different departments, month after month after month, of how do you politely tell someone, I don't care if you've been there for 30 years, you got to pack up your stuff and move, but when you come back, it will be a much improved space. And so,
Purge
Vicki.
early, purge often.
That's right, there you go.
The new mantra. Well, we have some very excited department heads that would love to show you their spaces. And so we can do self-guided tours if you want to walk around. Otherwise, there are some very excited folks, as I mentioned, that are anxious to show you the OTA spaces. Karen Walker is here. This is her classroom, and the apartment is right next door. The nursing department chair and faculty are here. Shelley's, the labs on the 4th floor as well. We have how many bed labs? 6 different bed labs, both for credit and non-credit training. The simulation lab is open at the door, and so you'll see some of those kinds of things as you walk through. Again, 2nd and 5th floors are general purpose classrooms, and Steve mentioned the design elements that were taken really from the prototype of the 1st floor and brought through the rest of the building, and that's the access to transparency. And so it's very intentional that you have the hallways that give the sense of place and this beautiful view, but also bring daylight down into the center of those hallways. You'll see spaces for student reflection, student informal learning spaces. There are a lot of them on 5. This building kind of does this as you go up. So 5th floor is a little larger than the 2nd floor. And so you'll see spaces for touchdown, student collaboration, as Dave mentioned. And very intentionally, at the same place on every floor by the elevators, are the instructional academic support labs. So students begin to expect the same thing from a wayfinding perspective and support in each of those spaces. So if you visit the labs, Health Lab is on this floor. You will see computer labs, spaces for them to do small group work, spaces for them to work in groups, the way Dave mentioned, in small gathering spaces, and also to do some independent work. There's also a practice bed lab on this floor, and so not only do they have the opportunity in class, but to actually practice those skills in the lab. The dental clinic, the most beautiful dental clinic ever in the world, I might even enjoy getting my teeth done if that were the environment, so please take a look at that on the third floor. And then the RAD Tech, Radiologic Technology Department, is down on that floor as well. And quick little story, as I was taking through the Grand Rapids Press to show the spaces off, and we were still frantically making sure everything was connected for the start of the semester, there was a gentleman working on some of the equipment off to the side, and I was busy talking with Brian McVicker about the equipment, and everything is new in this building. Everything is new. And unprompted and unscripted, he just went off on the quality of the instructional equipment in this facility. I travel all around the country. There's not another college or university that has the quality of equipment that they've got here in Grand Rapids. So we're really proud of the fact that our students now for generations would be nice, 100 years, the next 100, are going to have an opportunity to take advantage of those learning environments. So ladies, if you want to self-identify, we can go as a group or we can just kind of wander. I've got floor plans and they're set to show their spaces off when you get there. Thank you.